I wasn't home much yesterday, so I missed a lot of the happenings from the last 24 hours. But today, I happened to see a wacky headline. Nicki Minaj praises JD Vance as assassin as Erica Kirk sits next to her. This was apparently at something called Amfest, where Nicki Minaj went up on stage to celebrate Trump and a bunch of stuff or whatever, and then I guess while she was busy glazing and gobbling on, like, the administration's wiener, she tried to pay JD Vance a compliment by calling him an assassin, which obviously raises some eyebrows as Erica Kirk sits right next to her, whose husband was literally assassinated. Ordinarily, I'd put the clip here so you could hear it for yourself, but I don't want to take a chance of DMCA, especially with how rampant that kind of shit's been going on. You can watch it yourself if you want, though, but she immediately recognizes the blunder. She kind of scholars mated herself there by using that word. To me, it probably sounds like an Austin Powers type moment where, don't say mole, don't say mole, don't say mole, mole. Where she was trying so hard not to use the word assassin, but then for some reason, her fucking neurons couldn't fire properly, and all she could think of for a compliment for JD Vance was that he's an assassin. And Erica Kirk tries to, dispel the awkwardness and, reassure her, it's okay and try and make light of it and move on from it. But what a weird compliment to try and pay somebody. Who says that? Oh, this guy's, so epic. He's so awesome. He's an assassin. That's like something a middle schooler would say on fucking Xbox Live or something. What are you talking about? Who says that shit? Now, that's not the only thing I wanted to yap about here. Obviously, that's just a weird, wacky little thing. But Nicki Minaj's presence at an event like this is so head-scratching to me because she herself is not a U.S. citizen. I don't know how many people know this or how many people just forgot. She herself talks about not being a U.S. citizen and that she is literally an illegal immigrant. In 2018, she even made a whole statement about it with what was happening to immigration back then and how her heart was breaking for it, telling the story of how she came to this country at 5 years old, an illegal immigrant. She was discussing how she can't even imagine being separated from her parents at 5 years old and everything that was happening then. And since, she still has not become an American citizen. In 2024, only a year ago, she once again opened up reiterating, confirming she is still not an American citizen, despite paying so many millions in taxes and all that. So her going on stage yesterday and being like, the president is dashing and handsome, it gives me the same feeling as someone who's trying so hard to avoid getting in trouble by trying to butter up the person that can really fuck them. Oh, you're just so smart and striking. Devilishly talented, by the way. Did I tell you that? Honestly, I'd go as far as to call you a god, even an assassin. It feels like she's so over the top. Maybe she's worried about getting deported herself or something. So now she's trying to suckle the titty here of this administration and hide in its ranks as, a public figure. So now she's just stuck looking like a fucking imbecile. Yeah, this administration is perfect. Frosted Flakes, they're great. Yeah, who just said Epstein files? Someone shoot that guy. Yeah, us U.S. citizens. All of us, my fellow U.S. citizens, we gotta stick together. We love U.S. citizens like me, am I right? That kind of thing, she's cutting fucking WWE promos. But I think there also might be another explanation here. Again, just another game theory. Maybe she's not looking to protect herself. Maybe she's fishing for a pardon for her sex offender husband. Since Trump likes to hand out pardons like they're fucking Girl Scout cookies, I think there also might be this play from Nicki Minaj here to try and get one of those for her husband, Kenneth Petty, who is literally a registered sex offender. Maybe she's trying to make it so he no longer has to keep re-upping that and getting in trouble when he refuses to do so, like recently when he had to go under house arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. So perhaps maybe she's trying to get in their good graces so she can then float the idea to Trump about pardoning Kenneth. After the never-ending circus that has been the Epstein files, especially the most recent shenanigans here, it should be painfully obvious that the government is more than willing to bend over backwards to protect sex offenders and the most evil, heinous people on the planet imaginable. So it's not a far-fetched idea to think that maybe Nicki Minaj is making a play like that to try and get that special treatment for her husband. But yeah, anyway, I just found it to be a really interesting fit here. This is one of those situations, the call's coming from inside the house. This shit feels a little odd because she herself is fundamentally the exact opposite of everything Amfest was presenting based on all the other clips I've seen. She is an illegal immigrant, she's not a US citizen, and her husband is a sex offender. I don't know, sports fans, maybe I'm on the crack pipe, but that doesn't exactly sound like the ingredients, the recipe to a perfect fit for the conference she was attending here. But, what do I know at the end of the day? I just wanted to yap about it. That's about it. See ya.